Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion, I gain strength. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. The Force shall free me. Star Wars The Acolyte is a series with a mess of a direction. The show is one of the worst to have crossed the sight of this YouTube channel. When the sand of Tatooine is going on. Where is this going? The writing is like an instruction manual on how to fix a 1998 Honda Civic with peanut butter and a bowl of liquid phosphate. Hold the oil. The show's destination? Straight to Jump Planet. In order for woke to work, competency must flow so the narrative can hit. This daft of a show is a product of major social modernity abroad.
2 words. My will.
This is like what we understand to be Star Wars, like the idea that like that only came from George Lucas, that only George Lucas holds the key for what we understand to be Star Wars is just untrue. And I think the prequels are an excellent example of that. I mean, the idea that like when you're hiring a director, that everyone is sitting in there waiting for George Lucas and not for the person who's going to know to hire Ralph McQuarrie, that's the problem.
I beg your pardon?
That's the misogyny and the problem with the auteur myth as it stands today, because they're not thinking this is the person that will hire the right people and this is the person that will be able to create the lookbooks and direct people to get them to that place. They're just thinking, do you have all the answers? And the truth is that nobody does, and anybody that says they do is lying.
I beg your pardon?
The theme is cruel and the payoff quote is awful. Interesting. For a show about the Sith in concept only, evil wins in the end, and the show could be summed up as anti-Jedi propaganda. Though Darth Sidious would be far from the incompetent Lang, the garbage burns because the audience has intelligence. When you see Soul get murdered, you feel bad because you see him as a flawed guy trying to resolve something. Most audiences will see that and not take Headland's narrative of Soul being guilty to the degree of being killed. To add insult to injury, his green friend betrayed his name and blamed him. May and the stranger are indubiously corrupted and evil, but May is trying to be treated as a victim, though she ignited the whole course of events. Why did Soul not explain himself in the end? Because then it would solidify his defense, even though the audience already knows it. The workings of this blasted show can't show evil done how it should be done. Cautionary. By the end of the series, yes, only one season, thankfully, evil wins, but it was treated as some righteous liberation. When a U.S. enterprise is going on here, evil wins. Why is it shown as a good thing? Do we have to get some Windex cleaner to see something, or does Headland have cracks in her moral compass? Such a warped sense of vision in this show. Or maybe it fits so well with the theme of the dark side. Scotty, are we in Kansas? No, we're in Star Wars, where the Jedi are supposed to be that disciplined and selfless. It's not their will be done, but the will of the Force. This goofy of a show had to make the Jedi un-Jedi-like to make them look bad. The 4 Jedi are supposed to be seen as all that bad, but the only Jedi that was really the worst is the green Jedi person of color. We progressed so much that there are more crooked female characters in this show than males. It was Andrea's idea to cover up the massacre, the lead which hijacked the young Jedi's mind. The other mother told May to stop her sister, which caused the fire. Osha just ignores the stranger's crimes. He is the only bad male character really. This is such progress that mankind has finally invented an actual perpetual motion machine and also ice spicy ranch sauce.
I'm so sorry, but the dark side is cooler.
It just is. I mean, that's why I was driven to write this story.
Just like Mother Anna say, I would be questioning the whole system of saying what is light and what is dark.
I mean, the best parts about Star Wars is there is no good or evil. It depends on what side you're standing on.
The Jedi are supposed to represent authority and religious establishment. Christianity is an establishment that follows the will of the great authority, God. It is not my will, but your will be done. That is one parallel. The Jedi are supposed to be against that of selfish pursuit. People are not perfect, characters make mistakes, but Headland intentionally tries to warp what the Jedi are, though it is incorrect, so it comes off as nonsense. The fundamentals of the Jedi are supposed to be those of selflessness and balance. There is balance when evil is subdued. That evil is the dark side. Don't give in. Luke was the hero in the end because he rejected the darkness. Anakin was a tragedy because he accepted the darkness. Soul fumbled not because he was a Jedi, but because he was human. The stranger wants to go and be without rules over him. A wild animal seeking that evasive Wi-Fi. There is no peace, only passion, for the Force shall set me free. The will of oneself in Star Wars, the dark side. The power corrodes the user. The decent will have the person wanting more. The witches are dark side users. The leader manipulated the Force to create the twins. It was her will over the will of the Force. That is the dark side. Headland really tried to paint over what George Lucas had established. She failed. No, red clay does not mix with titanium. All this is an argument for what is true. For most of the galaxy, it is the Force, and for the cave witches, it is the thread. Disagreement is what caused the problem, but the Jedi who unapologetically correct are the bad guys. How daisy. All this bull smells like postmodernism, moral subjectivism, subjective truth. All that relates easily to do what thou wilt. In Star Wars, that is the dark side. Thank you for listening.